Hi, this is Angelus. I'm driving around doing some errands today, and in the process, I got a text message from a friend. And after the text message, I decided I'm going to do this quick video because a lot of people out there really need to know this. This will appear like common sense to some of you, or maybe many of you, but for those few, this is your video. You need to hear and listen carefully because this is important. Do you know the difference between communication and dialogue? Some of you, they're the same thing, tomato, tomato, but they're not. Communication is transferring of information from one person or one place to another. That's it. It's not a conversation. It's not a dialogue. Dialogue, conversation is basically, the shadow of that would be on the phone. A better improvement would be some kind of like Zoom or video conferencing. The best is in person. So this magnificent, complex supercomputer you call your brain can analyze all the nuances, all the textures of your voice, your tonality, your body language, all these subtle social cues that everybody has and not even aware they're doing, but the mind is aware of, and it's analyzing and then creating a picture of what the other person truly means or is trying to project or express. That's communication at its best. That's true dialogue. That's a conversation. I come from the time where I was born, in the time where emails were invented, long before computers, believe it or not. And emails were raw data. It wasn't called email. It was just technicians sending information to other technicians, other engineers around the world, across the lab. And then it evolved to emails. And about 22 years ago, I learned the hard way, and I want you to learn a better way, not my way, that I had an emotional conversation via email at work to a friend, and it just blew up. It turned into multiple pages, and I don't know how this person could type that fast during work hours and have what she thought was a communication with me. Well, she had a communication, excuse me. She thought she was having a dialogue with me, a conversation with me. And I realized I'll never make that mistake again. And I teach this to my students and my clients. If you're going to have an emotional, a spiritual, a political, a metaphysical, a personal, a social conversation with somebody, do it where you can at least see the other person. Worst case scenario, by the phone, nothing less. If you're going to attempt to do this through emails or now fast forward, the new types of emails we got out there is Messenger for Facebook, texting, whatever. If you're going to attempt to communicate that way, fine. Communication is just raw information. I'll be there at this time. ETA arrival is this. I would like to have that by the time I get home. That's fine. But if you're going to attempt to have a conversation, a deep conversation, especially through some kind of electronic medium like texting, don't. Stop. Don't even attempt it. I don't know how many people are still having these philosophical conversations, or at least they're attempting to have a philosophical conversation with me via texting or email or any other electronic messaging device or medium. Don't do it. It doesn't translate well. The mind, the brain cannot see the nuances, the tonality of your voice. They can't see the contents, the contrast, everything that's in relationship to that conversation. It doesn't see that. And so you lose a lot. Now, of course, an ingenious device that was created was emojis. Now with the emoji, you can put it there and kind of infer, hey, I'm happy, I'm mad. What did you mean by that? Before then, there was just bold text, big fonts. Usually that explains why people got upset when they read, a simple email and you see these big fonts and you get the impression of, is this person yelling at me? They might have been just trying to get your attention. But see how it's misunderstood? So emojis for evolution, because they're little smiley face, sad faces, and that. Great invention, but it still doesn't come close to giving the brain the tools, the details of the communique to turn it into a conversation. So even though it's an improvement, it doesn't replace face-to-face. It will never replace face-to-face. And when you're texting people, text them information. Don't go into dialogue do a text. I don't know how many friends in the last year I had to unfriend. I don't know how many groups I've been in where people were talking about really big subject matters, and somehow, no matter how careful I was, I got caught in the stupid. You know, that's what we call around here, doing the stupids. I got caught in, attempted to have a dialogue, and pissed off a few people, or had a few people misunderstand totally what I was talking about, or didn't get to the point where I was attempting to communicate something important, and they just closed down the conversation. It wasn't conversation anyway, it was communication. And so now there's a rift between me and a few other people out there that was not intentional. So I made the same mistake texting I did 22 years ago. I don't want you to have that same mistake. So for you people out there, if you're thinking of texting a book, a long essay or paragraph, and thinking this is connecting with your people out there, don't. Stop that stupid. It doesn't work. It will annoy other people, and it's a waste of time because most people will not read your literature. They're not in the mood to read the book. They're not in the mood to take in all that information. It's a waste. And if you're spending for any minutes texting, you're wasting money. So people, please stop the stupid. Don't communicate anything of a complex nature, an emotional nature, of an important nature through texting. If you can't see the person, you cannot find the person, you wait until there's an opportunity to connect with that person. And if you don't have the patience to connect with that person, then all you're doing and practicing is the term ghosting. Instead of connecting with that person, you're using text to hide. Again, it's going to be seen by the intelligent people out there. They're going to be insulted, and they're not going to even bother listening. They're going to probably just delete your messages. So do yourself a favor, respect the others that you're texting to, and connect with the people that you have something important to say. I cannot stress as much that this is important. Do not have conversations through texting. It's just for information. And the last thing I want to let you know, I've had people, if you're one of these people, get over yourself. You got to stop it, the stupid. It's really annoying. People are correcting my grammar, my punctuation on texting. And I have to remind them, this is texting. I'm in a hurry. I can't text as fast as you. So the correction app that's there may misinterpret what I said and just put in another word. You have to read between the lines or say, what did you mean by that? That's all. But you don't go correct somebody's blogging, somebody's texting, somebody's message. That is at best anal. And when you're trying, that's the word trying, not attempting, but trying to talk to people, have a conversation through text, all you're going is at best creating a contentious situation for misunderstanding, maybe at worst controversial or conspiratorial. You don't want to be in that position when you're texting. You can lose a lot of friends and a lot of acquaintances that don't need to. So that's what I wanted to say today, everybody. I just had to get that off my chest because I couldn't believe the manuscript that I received from some of you people texting me. Don't text me more than a few sentences per text. Believe me, I probably will just delete it. And I'm sure other people are doing the same thing. With that, have a wonderful day. I'll catch you later. This is Angelus. Have a good one.